Okay, so we've been through all the authentication processes, the creating of products by hand, creating prices of price books by hand, setting up taxonomies, and even loading products from a file. And now we want to create catalogs. So catalog is where all this comes together, and we build a copy of products and prices that creates a fixed point in time catalog of all your product information, all your pricing information, and your taxonomy information. So to create a catalog, we can do it through the UI and say add catalog. We'll call this US name, that's our example. And then you have to pick the price book you want to include in the catalog. So let's add default and then the taxonomy. Let's use the main. And we could add both of these in here. That's where I was talking about previously when we were building the hierarchies. You could have like footwear, and then you could have men's outerwear, etc. And you can include those all together to create kind of a specialty catalog that's just, say it's just a men's catalog. So maybe a men's footwear and men's outerwear. And they could create a women's catalog with women's footwear. And then you have a full catalog that has men's footwear, women's footwear, men's outerwear, women's outerwear, all included. And that, so you have some flexibility in kind of how you want to manage it. Then you hit save, and now that has created the data, but it hasn't initiated the release. So to initiate a release, we hit publish, and it's, are you sure you want to publish catalog? Yep. So that's now combining all the data together to create a point in time. So if I look at the catalog and then I look at the products list and I take a quick look at this product, say it says Smart True Convection, and this is the LG product. If I go back to that product and say it's supposed to be True Smart, so True Smart, put space in there, and hit save and exit. Changes will not be published. So this tells you that this product is in a catalog, and that update is not present in this catalog release. See, it still says Smart True instead of True Smart. If I republish it, if I go back to the catalog overview and publish it, Yep, I want to publish it. It's going to go get the updated prices, updating product information, updated taxonomy changes. And if I click here and go to products list, you see it says True Smart instead of Smart True. Right? So that's how you do it through the UI. When we do it in the API, it's basically two steps. We want to create a catalog. And it's all the same information where you say, I want to use the price book that I've been using. I'm going to call this catalog US. I'm going to add in the hierarchy ID. I'm going to hit send. And this is going to create and put the ID of the catalog into that field, into an environment variable. Then I need to publish or create a release for that catalog. And there's no data that has to be sent. But we'll go ahead and hit send. No data, but it has to be JSON. I knew that. What's going on? Oops. There we go. So there it says pending. And depending on how many products you have, it could take a couple minutes, well, a couple seconds to a couple minutes. I think we've published 1 million products in seconds, so it's not a long process. So then I'll go over here to the UI and come back. I've got this catalog US, in the products list, and it has, oh, it doesn't have the first one we did by manually. So there you go. If you want to delete a release, you can delete all releases by just calling, using the delete method and calling releases. That will delete all releases. Or if you have a specific release ID, so somewhere in here. So if I do a get on the catalog releases, that shows, and we keep 5 releases, so that if you say you made a big mistake where you priced everything 0, you can go back and delete the most recently published release, and it'll default to the next oldest. So let's see, where are my releases? Here it is. Here's the ID. Here's the ID. Look at that. And I can then delete that specific release. And there's no response. It just 2 of 4 means it happened. And then we have to then post to the endpoint again to make a new release and some pending status. And we go back and the products list where it's all back again. So then I can do a get on that to get all the releases. So let's go in and let's just publish it again, so we have more than one release. Publish, do a get, and so we have this release, and we have this release. That's the 2 releases, right? Yeah, that's all there is. And that's publishing a catalog and creating releases.